A warm welcome to the very first episode of PlayPan Podcast. Podcast for good, fostering a culture of giving, one story at a time. I'm Kenneth Chu, your host for this journey. We'll be diving into the heartening stories that underscore how PlayPan cultivates a culture of giving. Together, we are redefining how we give back to society, making a difference through the power of play. Hello everyone, welcome to PlayPan Podcast, podcast for good, fostering a culture of giving, one story at a time. And today, we have none other than the co-founder of PlayPan, Yvonne and Gary. Welcome Yvonne and Gary.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Hi, Kenneth.
Hi Gary. Hi Gary. So before we start, can you do a short introduction of yourself, sharing with the audience, what were you doing and how did both of you come together to start with PlayPan? Maybe we start with Yvonne first.
Yeah. So I actually have a daytime job running one side Essilor Luxottica Foundation. And, together with my good buddy of good year, we are always dreaming of ways to really reimagine how we give back. So when the opportunity presents itself, we decide to come together and do a social experiment on this place by bringing people together.
How about you, Gary?
Hi, I'm Gary. I run a family run business, Auto1 Motors. But few years ago, we have a passion of building 10 Square, which is our second car vending machine, which is around this precinct. And from there, of course, I met up with Yvonne, and we start to talk about, how we can give back or how we can do good. And we also found that there's a little bit of, like the demographic here, that there is actually a lot of youth, a lot of young people. And one thing that I realized that, the youth nowadays, they are very talented and academically very sound, but they themselves find themselves very challenging in blending into the community. They find themselves socially very awkward. So when we given an opportunity, when I heard about this mall was en bloc and gonna tear down soon, so I kind of contacted the owner, which is the developer of this Peace Center, and say, hey, can we catch up for coffee and meet up to just chat about welcoming them as a new neighbors here and what we can do together. So from there, I told them about what I have done before I developed the new car vending machine showroom. We actually sponsor our place to do a lot of community good. We partner with schools, we partner with NPOs, we partner with social enterprise to do different community engagement. And from there, I said, hey, you should do something on here before you officially tear down. And that's where they say, okay, that sounds like a good idea. And then they came back to us and they say, okay, if you are ready to champion this, we are ready to support. And that's where I say, I need to find solutions. And from there, I say, Yvonne, are you ready to do this? And this is always something that she wants to do, and she's good in what she's doing. And then we decided, unnoticedly, we just took over the whole mall. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I believe a lot of people be wondering, like you were doing all these events or good and stuff, but where are your purposes?
Yeah.
What gave you the idea, of talking to the Peace Center developer and to develop a PlayPan, right? Come out this social experiment, PlayPan. Because it's quite complicated, right? For both of you have never done anything like that, to come together and pitch to someone, to pitch to the developer that we're going to do this. Where is the confidence coming from? How do I share?
I think, it's a combination of many, many things, right? Because, Gary has been known in our do-good community as a very big thinker, right? I mean, he's the guy with all the solutions, right? And, when he built his 10 Square, besides putting car into vending machine, then put a vending machine into building, he also puts the community in this whole space so that he can give back in his way by, making people happy, giving another platform for the youth, like he was mentioning. So I think it really all started from there. Yeah. And of course, for myself, because I've been in social impact philanthropy space, that's how I also got to know you. You have been a very big supporter and a volunteer, right, of the organization. So, and having people come together at such a scale, it's a very interesting and, of course, once in a lifetime kind of opportunity, right? And what really gave us the courage is the fact that it's an ambition that we always wanted, right? But in Singapore, land scare, it's so expensive, it's just virtually impossible. So I think it's many years of doing and dreaming at the same time. But I suppose the stars are aligned now. When stars are aligned and, we can take this across from his landmark of good at 10 Square to build the same thing but in a bigger format, to make it more corporatized, to bring in more communities, to bring big brands, then I think it's something that we need to jump, right? And we need to jump into it like head on. And we need to bring a lot of people to come together to do this. Yeah.
I think one thing interesting, because for what Gary has done, right, the vending machine and all that concept, it became like a landmark, right? Like for the past, I've been asking people, it seems to be like the Times Square of Singapore, like kind of landmark.
Yeah, that's my vision. Actually, blame it to my trip in the 90s when I went to Times Square. When I was there during the countdown, I feel the warmth. I feel the warmth and the power of community, because when I was there, it was so cold. The weather is cold, New York and all this. But because of the community coming together, I say, wow, that's the magic of community. And when I chanced upon, together with my brother, we took over the place, wanted to do our car showroom. But when we took over the cars, the keys in the evening, me and my brother were sitting on the side, like a sidewalk there, and then we're just looking at this place like, wow, this place has such a perfect junction whereby, it's like a Times Square. And why are we not having a Times Square of Singapore to do such a thing? So this is more like a dream, but of course, it did have a lot of conversation with, we did have a lot of conversation with many friends and customers, and we share with them the vision. And they say, yeah, Gary, do it. You like to do all this creative and meeting people and all this. You are a right person to do all this, because they know that I like to do all the groundworks and all this. So yeah, because of this, that's where 10 Square, and that's where we took on the vision of taking this mall. But I must confess that I don't know what's wrong with my mind, during that time. But probably she's a bad influence. She said, "Do it, Gary, do it. Want to do it big, And with that, it's like, okay, let's do it, And yeah, of course, we face a lot of challenge. Maybe Yvonne later will share with you the challenges. Yeah.
It all started, right, because you have that venue, you took over it.
Yes,
it's an amazing thing that attracted people, even media and all that.
Correct.
And then next, just happened that Peace Center is going to be en bloc, right?
Correct.
And it's going to be demolished.
Yeah.
And then you have this amazing idea, or what we call crazy idea. I think want to take over the mall, and they want to find someone who's also into doing good, and then Yvonne coming into the picture.
Correct.
And I think this is just a match, right? Because it's like, just how Yvonne mentioned, the star aligns.
Exactly.
And then you all come together.
And in fact, one of the contributing factor is actually COVID. Because during COVID, I think many people start to have the mindset that actually life, you got to chase for your passion and chase for the purpose, And that's where I say, this is my passion, this is my purpose, and just do it, So yeah, I think COVID in a way is bad, but in a way it actually make us think non-normal, which end up
box, right?
We committed in this. But if we use our mind to go and think and go and plan this, we probably quit. We will not happen, So in a way, I
things
think
happen for a reason. You got
Yes,
COVID.
yes.
You guys think deeper, think longer.
Things are aligned, like, you know. So yeah, I would say it's a mistake, but it's a good mistake. At least we bring people together, and we are seeing that we are building a lot of positive energy and aura around. And yeah, organically, this thing is growing more than what we have vision, you know. And I think that's the beauty of community.
I think the only mistake is we didn't do this earlier. You know, I think we should have, you know, just jump on it and find a way to do it. But then let's, you know, I think it's a
timing.
Timing, like, but of course, if we, I mean, frankly speaking, if we choose to plan and get the timing, it will not happen.
Yeah.
Because actually, if it's too long the time, the owner will also find it a bit challenging because they have to meet their timeline also. They have to meet their capabilities and all this. So we kind of fit in just nicely in between and make it happen. And yeah, I think it's given. Given. But at the same time, it's still blessed with many stakeholders that believe in it and coming in without a transactional mindset, but like, hey, you know, Gary, Yvonne, I believe in you and I appreciate what you're doing. We will come and support, or we will come and do what we think we want to do also. And then, you know, everybody is teaching everybody to make it right. You know? Yeah.
And I believe that these are your vision and your mission for this.
Correct.
Why you're putting all this heart and sweat.
Yes.
And definitely it comes with all love challenges, and maybe Yvonne can share on the challenges. Because in one of the previous events, you did share about the challenges. I think some of the audience were
This podcast is 30 minutes. If you're going to share, it takes probably take 30 hours.
So I think every day it's such a new challenge for us, you know, because we are community builders, right? You know, we are used to, you know, giving back, and that's it. But you know, when you take over the whole mall, some 400,000 square feet of it.
You never thought that you would be doing something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and on top of that, this is like a 50-year-old mall, right? You know, with that, you can imagine that kind of a facilities issue that we have, you know, all the way from aircon breakdown, you know, the lights.
And the aircon breakdown on the first day we took over the mall.
Wow.
That's how, after the key is taken over, the aircon breakdown. So, wow, we are like, wow, what this
Sweat, literally.
This sign, what sign is this telling us? You know, but of course, I mean, with the support with everybody's like, you know, they know it's a aircon. There's a 50 years old aircon. You know, we try to fix it. You know, we try to do it, and the mall owner is very nice. You know, by right they should say, since aircon cannot fix, you know, everybody get out and do your things. But they say, okay, let's try see how we fix it. You know, and the best part is that it came back on our very first big event, which is hosting maybe about 2,000 runners that is coming for a green run. It's a race pack collection day, you know. So we were like, how the aircon still cannot fix, and everybody gonna be sweating, and of course Singaporeans are too much comfort zone. They was like, hey, how come you come and collect and there's no aircon? So Yvonne was actually in Philippines. So we said, how should we cancel and change the location? But we can't because the media, the press kit, whatever is already broadcast out. So we can't reverse. So what we did is that we put many of this aircon cooler and all this. And then we are thinking this will be a PR nightmare because, hey, when one person complain is okay, but 50% complaining from the 2,000, that will be a big trauma, you know. And Yvonne was like, on the same time she's doing good at Philippines, but on the same time she's
trying to solve the problem.
To think how we do it.
Right, cracking her brains to really...
Exactly, and the best part is her staff, you know, which is a very passionate lady also. She just suddenly say, hey, it's a green run. It's about sustainability. Why don't we...
Creative, right?
Well, why don't we just say, this is a real climate change situation and...
No aircon.
No aircon. So we say, wow, what a brilliant idea. You know, I said, so sometimes I think youth they are just special in special ways. You know, they just know how to give this kind of reasoning, which is very valid. So we started to spread this when people coming like, hey, how come there's no aircon? Then we start to say, oh, actually, this is a social experiment more, and things happen like this. And best part is that they're cool with that. They're like, oh, okay, that's nice, you know. So I think, you know, the best part about this is all about things happen from any time, any corner.
All the
it's just that
challenges.
if we are sincere over it and we are truthful over it, and we got so many people that believe in it, hey, you know, it happens, you know. Yeah. So yeah, things like this was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, like what do you guys have in mind of PlayPan? So what do you hope that PlayPan can achieve in these few months to end of January? Because after end of January, we know that Peace Center is going to be demolished. So what do you hope that PlayPan can achieve? Maybe Yvonne?
I think to us, this is a social movement, right? I mean, this is not only a Peace Center thing. I mean, Peace Center was one aspect that brings people together because it's so big.
It's actually a good kickstart to make many stakeholders to believe that this is the right way to go for our first world. Because the thing is that when first world comes with first world problem, and people are building up very transactional kind of mindset because of high cost of living, time are very precious, you know. So yeah, well, like what we have been doing is really the ruralizations of things. You know, we actually make it very kampong, and you know, this is what we are trying to achieve. Yeah.
And once we are like done with this space, right, we hope that, you know, the way the kampong spirit actually lives on in many other forms, right? Because this is such a dynamic life force.
Yeah.
So, you know, how we interact, you know, like how we invite you to come into the space, and how you in return have invited, you know, our producers, right, Eddie and Francis, to come in. And because everybody understands that there's an expiry to this place. So, you know, we are only like 6 weeks down, then we are only 5 weeks down, you know, it's almost like racing against time.
Yeah.
But every week when we come, right, we see a manifestation of some sort, right? Either the kampong spirit, right, has taken in itself. Everybody is lending things to everybody. It's no longer our problem, right? It's like everybody's problem.
All coming together.
And all coming together to find a collective solution. So, you know, in one hand, we have the space being beautified. But on the other hand, I think most importantly is the renewal of the human spirit. Because, you know, in Singapore, you know, land is very expensive, right? So we always think of, okay, what is our urban planning like? So, you know, how can we spruce up the mall and make it maximum? But I think, you know, in the process, sometimes we have forgotten about our humans, right? You know, during COVID, right, everybody is so disconnected. But the kind of connections that we see here also really amaze the two of us, right? And the kind of level, exactly. And it's not only saying, it's about feeling it, right? And you bring in, you know, one friend, they bring in, you know, 2 other friends, and suddenly this kampong and another kampong grows up.
And the best part is that it's all happening simultaneously and organically. You know, like you are your kampong chief.
Correct.
You start to think that, hey Gary, I want to bring in my kampong because I think I also like to build a kampong like this. And you bring in and we co-kampong together, and the whole thing here it become like everybody feels that it's part of their kampong. And the most amazing part is that the most person that I don't think he will come so regularly, because it's like, hey, it feels like my own kampong, you know. So I think the sense of belonging is so strong because we are really building a relational relationship. We are not building for transactional relationships. Like today, it's a Sunday, you know, you can bring your kids to go do something, I can bring my kids, or she can bring her kids to do something, but we end up coming here because we think that all of us can play a part, all of us can create an impact, all of us can contribute, and of course our team here, that they can do something also. And that's where I think we can address to a lot of first world challenges. You know, I mean, every of us also facing a lot of responsibility, a lot of financial burden, a lot of time burdens. But hey, if we put in the element of play, we are actually solving our mindset problem, because all of us somehow or other got mental challenges, but if we come here, this become our haven, we come here to like, hey, actually, I think I got mental challenges on this part, but when I come with you and then, and I talk to you, it's like, oh, you also got your kids issue, you also got your issue.
Right?
We relate, and from there it's like, hey, actually I solved my mentally challenge.
It means you are not alone.
We're not alone. People can, and then we don't talk to our own mind that much. We talk to everybody, and then we decentralize our mindset.
I think the other thing that came out of this, right, is of course the renewal of the human spirit, right, and the ability to reconnect, right, on a very close level, simply because, I think play itself unlocks all that.
Yes.
But on another level, right, what we're seeing is that there is a lot of collaboration, and something that, we wanted, but something that we see happening at such a quick pace. For example, the Tim the Barber, you remember, right?
Yes.
He came in.
He's a journalist.
Yeah. But because of his passion, it turned into, his barber. And then he brought in his wrestling friends. So next week, we're going to have a wrestling tournament here.
Wow.
But they're not going to stop there because he loves the vibe of the place. He has been hanging out here. He wants to bring his home kampong.
And he said that he will want to document things over here. So everybody is
Contributing, creative.
Exactly.
they are playing on the same time. They are using their best passion to help, but on the same time they are also learning things. They're also building up their outreach, their network. They got very good story to tell, because if not, they say, wow, every time telling the same old story, they get bored. But turn around now, he works harder than just a barber. In fact, there was an exhibition done by the SOTA students, but the SOTA students, some of them still got commitment in the weekend or something. He actually become their ambassador. He's like, hey, we all want to come inside. There's a show about Grandparents' Day and this and that. So
Help to promote.
you're right. So again, this is relational. If it's transactional, he will say, you're not paying me, I'm not going to do a job. So this is the magic about play and magic about PlayPan.
And we always say that, you should instill empathy and compassion, but exactly how do you do that? I think all of us grow up, right, as very gentle people, but because of society challenges, and the way that the society is just being crafted, right, we start to be selfish and we start to preserve. Exactly. Yeah.
We put on a very tough suit, but turn around, we're actually quite vulnerable.
So somehow, play has this element of like, I'm peeling us, each as an onion, right? All the layers go off, and then suddenly you want to contribute to things. Suddenly you want to bring in your community, and suddenly, because you're such an open book, you go back to your most childlike of qualities. And this allows you to be very free to innovate. That's why, we can see like the escape room guys innovating with, the graffiti artists. And the graffiti artists come in and say, okay, I want to work with you blockchain guys. And then, that's how, events after events, we start to see very unlike allies coming together to work. So, we always laugh about it, right? People always talk about, okay, how do we hackathon? Hack. All you do is to try and find solutions. But this place is an impact-on, right? You don't have time to hack. Just think and just do it.
And in fact, not even impact-on. It's a play-a-thon,
Play-a-thon,
hey, you got a passion to do something. You come in, suddenly you just find your match and just do it yesterday. You don't do it 1 year later because
like now.
Like now, right? So these are things that is very magical, and everybody is so talented, everybody is so passionate, but it's just that they are not given a playground. They are given as a hackathon office whereby I sit there, everything I talk must go through my mind before I talk. But in this venue here, people go through the heart. You feel it, before reaching the mind, you
don't process first.
You talk. So because of this, it become relational.
Do you remember that event? We said that, okay, let's all, support one of our partners who is a costume and mascot maker.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was it. We said, okay, everybody going up the stage, to present, you need to sort of dress up. And of course, we invite all the C-suites, right? You know, from big companies, from big associations.
Even the AVP and the...
Exactly, the COO, right, Kevin? Right? And then he said, oh, what about me? You know, can I get like a costume? So ended up he became the money maze guy. We had a salad, we had a burger, you know, and they are all founders.
Yeah.
Founders of very big and successful organizations.
And we're at the backstage talking like a child. You know?
Yeah,
They're like,
right.
hey, cool, you know, this and that. You know, so even there was a quite a famous female artist. You know, she was doing a mural on a Ferrari. So happens that I got a meeting. I said, hey, don't mind if we do our discussion at Peace Center. So we are here, and because of the event and all this, and she said, hey, what are you all doing? I said, oh, we got this, and I'm gonna dress up. I said, hey, you want to join us? She said, oh, this is my first time in my life to dress up, you know. I said, yeah, you are artist, you should do that. And then she dressed up. She's like, oh my God, this is one of the most fun moments that I have, you know. So again, the element of play, you know. So I think that is the play really unleash a lot of challenges that we are facing. Yeah. But once you unleash, we open our mind, we open our heart, then you know, things, magical moment just happen. Magical moment. Yeah. So this is where I think PlayPan has did a pretty good job in this area. Yeah.
Pat you on shoulder.
I'll pat you on the shoulder. Yeah.
I think all the amazing things that you guys have been doing, right? What is one memorable things that you guys have experienced? Like,
I think it's the bond to me.
It's the bond. It's the bond. It's the friendship. I tell you, you know, here after the event, I'm not shortage of resources. You know, I mean, of course, in my years of car business, I met a lot of people, but during this period of few months, we really bond a lot of relationship through play. And these are genuine relationship that we can take it over the next 5, 10 years, 20 years, you know. In fact, our kids became friends, you know. I mean,
everybody is a part of PlayPan, right? Now they go out and they say, oh, if you're not PlayPan, you know, then you're not cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, my son, you know, came in to help around and start to now doing, you know, engagement and all this. And he went back, he started to talk to his friend, and his friend is coming, and his friend is bringing his friend is bringing their parents, you know. So this is how organic this thing is going. And just yesterday, I heard of one incident. A lady, you know, she was walking around here, and then she saw a coffee place. She just walked in and said, can I borrow your charger to charge my phone? And when she was there waiting, she was just talking to the coffee, you know, the barista, and just chatting. He said, oh, this is a very interesting initiative. She said, you need a part-timer? And then he's like, yeah, we are looking for part-timer. And then straight away, she start work. And in fact, she started work yesterday. She brought the mother here. Wow. The mother went upstairs to shop at one of the thrift shop, you know, Blueprint, you know. So I thought, wow, this is just so magical, you know. I mean, and then you
never expect what will come out from this, right?
Yes.
Just keep on growing.
I think once you open your hearts out to play, right, you know, you actually invite possibilities to come in. Yeah. And that's what we need. Because, you know, all along we are, you know, in a pressure cooker, right? You know, the demands as a mother, as a father, you know, as a worker, it's so heavy, it just keeps stacking you up. And then because of that, you never feel very light. But I think in this space, it's so conducive and there's no judgment. And when there's no judgment, right, you know, it's a free flow kind of energy. That's where innovation and disruption happens.
Like honest confession, my kids now, it's like this whole place is his kampong. He run around to where I also don't know. Yeah.
But it's safe, right?
I know that it's super safe, you know. And when I ask one person, the other person will tell me, hey, I saw him here. Then they saw, you know, so how can we not take this approach to address to
so many issues,
a first world or a modern city problem? Because if we can do it well, everybody is an eye for the community. Everybody is watching out for your kids. I think, hey, they can be out, we are not worried,
And this is very rare in Singapore nowadays, right? Because everybody is so busy. Like between me and Yvonne, we know each other for many years. It's very hard for us to catch up. And this became the place for us to catch up.
Yeah.
And not just catching up, doing a lot of things that we wanted to do. Like having all the discussion. But with this place, I think this place has a magic. Or PlayPan has a magic. And a lot of the stakeholder, right, that you guys have brought in, they be attracted to you. And also hearing from them, they also share that a lot of time that you guys go and approach them a lot of times, are very passionate about it. But they also had a lot of very different experience from it. So is there any amazing stories or any stakeholder that you guys would want to share and bring out, or what are the amazing things that's happening?
One thing maybe I would like to share is like when we started this, of course, we need to build our forces. We need to call our friends of friends to build this thing up. So one of the friends that I actually invited was my customers, I mean, he's still my customers, but it's just that I just invite him to this opening. And then he heard about this. He said, like, hey, Gary, I think I will support you. I will take one unit because I will, with my wife and their friends, they will come in and do pre-love store that they will ask their network of Thais and all the business friends and all this to come and support, to donate their pre-love clothing, that they anyway want to clear it, and they just sell and raise funds for like beyond services and all this. And from there, I saw the wife is like, wow, you're so creative. You dress up the shop like you are a professional. So she said that these are my passions. I like creativity. I like things. So turn around, we are solving another things for her because she got a place to express her creativity, her passion. And then from there, they're like, hey, now that we have done a good job, the next door, my daughter just graduated from SOTA, and they got a group of good friends that coming to holiday, they want to do something purposeful. And hey, now become their playground. 11 of them dressing up the whole place. They are so student, but yet they are so professional. They dress up the place so nicely. And they also build up the entrepreneur mindset. They also have chance to see how their parents do things and get motivated. And the parents also got chance to see, hey, my kids are influencing other kids to do more things. So, hey, these are
things that will not happen if not because of PlayPan.
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't say will not happen because of PlayPan, but these are magical moments that happen.
They never expect like all this will just sprout from this seed, right, that they wanted, but there's no opportunity. PlayPan gave them that space, right? Like you guys mentioned.
I think it's a collective space. I mean, the space must be available, but you must be very open to embracing this opportunity. And when you see, all the little shops pop up like a mushroom, it gives you a lot of courage to come in. Like the first time I remember, I invited you to come in from the very beginning. But, you took 2 months later because you needed to see, the proof of concept. You needed to feel more confident. And I think that's why, there's a very accelerated rate of, adoption now, right? Simply because things are happening and everybody see that, at every level, it's a magic turn. At every wall, it is actually somebody's creativity and so on.
In fact, when I heard about Yvonne saying that, you like this place, you want to see how you can help, we actually thought about how we can program it out for you to come. Honest confession, during that time, we don't know. We're like, we are so organic and so unplanned. Because, and then from there, it's like, hey, we also scared that, it's underrated for you to come, then it's not so nice for you, So we also worry about this, So for us, constantly, we're having a lot of challenges. On one side, we want to do big. On the other side, we don't overcommit with bigger stakeholders to come in because we are just that small, So we are quite blessed that we gather all the, like what she said, all the small little mushroom that pop up. But turn around, we have a very nice garden, and everybody start to come, and butterflies start to come, bees start to come. So and that's the beauty of play and doing good. You know, I think we are building a very, very positive energy that people feel it, people come, you know, and people come, people stay. And of course, there are people that say, I can't feel it, they're going to go. Then, you know, it's just the timing is not right or the mindset is still different, you know. But so far, we have been quite blessed that the people are coming and they say, you know, it's a social experiment, you know, but they are very appreciative that these things are growing and they are part of the growth.
Yeah.
And this is a journey. And I think, like for us, we end of this more handing back. I think for me, I got a grandfather story to tell.
Yes.
In 20, 30 years later,
Your children are a part of it.
the children, by the way, they got their grandfather story. Actually, yeah. So things like this, I think, are meaningful and purposeful, and I think, yeah, it's spread like a wildfire now. You know, I mean, even for us, we don't even say that, hey, we want to invite the media to come, you know, invite this and that. But organically, somebody pop out and say, hey, there's this media want to do a story about this place, and then it just organically grow. And again, these are all people can feel it. You know, it's not really a transactional mall. It's a relational mall, and some people felt that they are influencing enough. They want to come and empower us to grow. Some of them say that, hey, they want to come in and get influence and grow more. So I think in all ways we are building an economy of doing good, you know, and yeah, I think
This is good. Like,
this is what
economy of doing good, because this is something I believe that the world needs it.
Yes.
Because with a lot of things that's happening around, I think we PlayPan initiative, play for good,
Yes.
and also build a do good economy. I think it's very important, especially in a first world country.
Yes.
We know that a lot of things are happening. I think that the key thing is also going back to the kampung spirit, right?
Yes.
That's been built up because we see that it's lacking. Like, even for myself, even in my HDB, I don't even know my neighbors.
Yeah.
Even we see each other, we don't really talk. Unfortunately, just felt that
Yes.
because people are coming with like the same mind of doing good, and we know that all of us are here for the vision from both of you.
Correct.
So once again, because of this first episode, I believe that this will show a lot of audience to our audience that what you guys have in for us. So do you have any last message that you want to share with them? Maybe starting from Yvonne, maybe you can look at the camera.
Join us for our Play for Good journey. Yeah, because I think you will unlock a lot of opportunities for you as much as is done for all of us here.
How
So
about
stay
Gary?
around.
For me, I think what I would like to share is PlayPan is a movement. You know, we hope that we are a good example to showcase, like what you're mentioning, that if it can happen in a 50 years old mall here, it can happen in a HDB block, it can happen in a office building, it can happen in any town or any cities or any countries. I think, end of the day, don't think about the destination, think about the journey. You know, the journey of having fun together, you know, sharing good things, sorrow things, angry things, you know, how to solve angry things together, you know, and mediate and yeah, just enjoy. You know, all of us are, you know, we only live for once, you know, and I think we just do our best and build our passion and reimagine giving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once again, I would like to thanks all the audience for watching till now. This is the very first episode of PlayPan Podcast for good, fostering a culture of giving, one story at a time, starting with the two co-founders. So I'm very, very happy to have them to share their amazing story. Definitely, they have more to share. So you guys will come down and pop by at Peace Center, PlayPan, to check it out. If you spot them anywhere, grab them and hear their story from them.
Yeah.
At the same,
And we will give you coffee.
yeah, there's a coffee over here.
Yeah.
And at the same time, stay tuned for the next few episodes where we'll be interviewing all the stakeholders. These are all the stakeholders that's coming to make PlayPan possible. Without the both of their vision, their commitment, their passion, all these stakeholders will not come in, will not join into this PlayPan movement. And I really hope that all of you will be able to be infected, inspired by their story, and also come down to PlayPan to check it out before PlayPan will be demolished by the end of January. So come as soon as possible. Bring your friends.
Correction, not PlayPan demolish. Peace Center
Peace
demolish.
Center. Peace Center demolish.
is a movement.
Live on.
It will live on, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
PlayPan will stay on regardless of wherever we are, but Peace Center. So come and check it out for yourself. Seeing is believing, and that is very, very important. So stay tuned for the next few episodes where we'll be interviewing all the stakeholders that make all these things possible. So stay tuned, and we welcome all of you to PlayPan. And don't forget to do good, do well, and do well and do good. Thanks everyone for watching PlayPan Podcast, where we inspire a lot of people to come here and do good. So
Together.
again.
Do good together.
Do good together. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Yvonne.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do join us on our social media. It's available in LinkedIn, IG, TikTok. Now, thanks to our team here, now we will even have our own YouTube and Spotify. So please do join us and help spread the word on how we can come together, play for good, and reimagine giving.